a lot of people have all these problems on cycle, and you just throw them in the DHEA and Pregnenolone, and they come back an hour later. I thought this is for elderly. I said, no, just trust me.
No. Yeah.
Put it in, and then everything improves.
My dad was a surgeon for a long time, and in the 80s and 90s, one surgeon did the surgery, and you couldn't leave. It wasn't like today they swap out.
Oh, right.
So he would stand sometimes for 16 hours without peeing. It destroys your kidneys.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
So he developed high blood pressure from damaging his kidneys, saving other people's lives. Pretty shitty, right?
He's doing dialysis? Like
no, not. No, it's managed now. But I'm just saying, it's funny. Like these, they literally dedicate their lives to saving other people, and they're causing harm to themselves by doing so.
Man, it's so hard. It's 16-hour surgeries, and you can't just even leave. Yeah, of course, if you have a pee break, you need to wash everything again, right?
Yeah, and you got double gloves on, and you can't touch anything.
So there's no nurse there that goes under the table and just helps you relieve yourself.
No, I think there's probably lawsuits there. It's like Bill Clinton.
I forget. Like in Thailand, it would probably work, but in America,
exactly.
It's lawsuits. Here, a lot of stuff happens under the table.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it happens here. It's just not supposed to happen here.
Yeah. Yeah, ask Bill Clinton.
Yeah, exactly right. There's a funny meme of a picture of him sitting at his desk, and it says, "Younger people don't know that there's two people in this picture."
Oh my God! I remember when that scandal came out. You're like, oh, wait a minute, this guy's enjoying himself.
Yeah. How old are you now?
40.
Okay, I'll be 48.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on the old crew now. Unfortunately. Yeah, I remember when life was a lot simpler back in the day, when we could just go to the steroid forums and read the anabolics edition, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a test, Dbol, Kickstart.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes. Test and Dbol together, right? Because that makes a lot of sense.
But people still do it.
They do. I know lots of guys. I know guys that will run 8 weeks of it and then take 2 weeks off and run it again. Grown men.
Yeah.
They don't understand why they need to keep staying on it, because they lose all the sizes those 2 weeks that come off.
Yeah, right. And it's not real size either,
No, it's junk.
Puff and fullness. Yeah.
Gross. That's sorry.
Did you ever dive into the sexual binding globulin and the receptor complex?
Yeah, we've done some stuff. Yeah. I mean, we did a really kooky video with Todd. I don't know if you watched that one.
I think I did, yeah, but it's been a while. Yeah.
That was not that was kind of that we had a young guy on that proposed some odd theories about it. I don't fully agree with. Yeah, I mean, I think I think it's an interesting thing. I think most people focus on like the minute details, though, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if most guys would just eat right, train right, and use an appropriate amount of gear, they'd probably make great progress.
Right. Yeah, I just find it funny about the SHBG is that when you go through the scientific literature in the beginning, people say that it holds the androgens hostage. Then a couple of years later, wait a minute, there's an SHBG. Yeah, the SHBG actually delivers androgens to tissue.
And it has its own receptor.
Albumin. Yeah. And then later on, it's a receptor complex that actually attaches, but androgens can't bind to SHBG when it's attached to the sexual binding globulin. And then 5 years later, it can bind to the SHBG.
Exactly.
And increase cyclic adenosine monophosphate concentrations and act as a cofactor in androgen-mediated gene transcription. And then 10 years is nothing.
Nope. And if you bottom it out too, you just excrete all your hormones.
Yeah, and because it weakly binds to albumin, so that's why I always tell people just at least keep it sustained. But it's very difficult to do on cycle because androgen lowered it, growth hormone lowers it, IGF-1 to a certain extent, but insulin mostly lowers it. And the only thing that brings it up is thyroid medication and SERMs, but it's not very sustainable.
No,
right. No. So. Most of my cycles usually involve around a little bit of T4 and sometimes T3.
Interesting. With GH makes sense.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys don't understand that, right? Because that conversion is what's going to allow the IGF to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't deplete T3. It's depleting the source at T4.
It's depleting the T4. The deiodinase enzyme activity goes up. And then, of course, if you don't supplement with T4, your T3 levels also deplete. And then the whole thing kind of falls apart.
Yeah, and then the GH is a waste too.
Yeah, and then the GH is wasted also because you need the nutrient partitioning alongside of it, And of course, if your thyroid hormones are low, then then really the free-form fatty acids are going to be problematic for your insulin sensitivity. Yeah. It's so funny, right? But because you want to go on cycle, but people don't realize that you can't just run tests in GH. You have to run tests, neurosteroids, maybe some thyroid meds, and then look into some of the other ancillaries to kind of keep everything together. So if you really want results, you're on like 7 to 8 compounds.
Yep. I started backfilling with the DHEA and the Pregnenolone because of you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Years ago when you started talking about it, because it's in the medical community, it's not really understood. Like guys would be like, well, why
talk about it?
Do you really need it? Well,
no,
I don't know. I noticed
like
the difference.
4 people talking about it: me, Dave Lee, Ray Pete, and another guy. And Dave Lee did a great series on it on what is that? The TRT optimization channel. It's like 1.5 hours of content, which it's very, very good. And but nobody talks about it. So I think I was one of the first to really bring it to the masses. Like, wait a minute, your HPTA shuts down, adrenal gland function kind of ceases, right? You'll still have a little bit of DHEA and pregnenolone, but it's not enough.
No, and most doctors, at least here, don't understand what it does, so they don't bother with it.
Yeah, so it helps with the androgen receptor production, besides testosterone, right? DHEA and pregnenolone help with androgen receptor production, which makes logical sense because testosterone, if it binds to the androgen receptors, it's actually 2, right? They interlock. So now you lose 2 androgen receptors for every testosterone molecule. I mean, it would make logical sense that the genome would give you some androgen receptors back.
You would think, right?
Yeah, you would think, they deplete and now I can't make any gains.
Yes.
And this is how androgen receptor expression just goes up. The more androgens you take, the more androgen receptors you get.
Yep.
And DHEA and pregnenolone, regulated that. And then DHEA helps with glycogen synthesis and insulin sensitivity. It's hilarious, So a lot of people have all these problems on cycle, and you just throw them in the DHEA and pregnenolone, and they come back an hour later. I thought this is for elderly. I said, no, just trust me.
No. Yeah.
Put it in, and then everything improves.
Well, your mood, I noticed mood-wise too, makes a big difference.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Yeah. And a cognition and productivity. Yeah. And of course, if you're doing a lot of research like you and me, then you need it. It's basically mandatory, And of course, they try to block. They banned it here now in Thailand. So I have to use like a ship. Yeah, you have to use a shipping forwarder to. Or at least iHerb and Amazon, they don't ship here directly. So
see, that's like one of the few things you can buy that's over the counter here. Amazon, you can go to the store and buy DHA. Now, the quality of the purity, I don't know, but you can get it anywhere.
Yeah, most of the Natural and some of these reputable brands,
they're fine.
So it's all fine, and you just take the lozenges or the oral version.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't really see that much difference in serum concentrations, whether that's sublingual or oral.
No.
Even though I think the intestinal tract has aromatase enzymes as well.
Yep.
And 17-hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase, but I'm not sure if DHEA goes through that. That's why some of the oral steroids are metabolized differently when you take
it. DHA should go through that. Yeah, exactly.
So that's So it's good to see that you also learned something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great.
That's good. That's funny. Yeah, I think it's one of those missing things that now a lot of people incorporate, and they're not everybody gets a good response from DHEA and pregnenolone, but most people do. And of course, it adds more bulk to your cycle, but ultimately the results are 10 times better.
Yeah, but I mean, do you count that as milligrams toward a cycle? I look at it more like it's a vitamin, right? I don't know. I don't count it toward androgen load.
It's kind of like vitamin D3, right?
Really doing that,
Should call it vitamin DHEA. Then it will make more sense.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I just group it with things like fish oil that you just need to take. It's not really an option, right? If you want your brain to work.
Right, exactly. And when you look at TUDCA, for example, I mean, that's kind of steroidal also.
Yeah, but again,
the molecules you don't count that. That's 500 milligrams. Oh, I mean, you take a gram of TUDCA per day and you look at the molecule and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think even more of this shit in my body.
Exactly.